we will start with our prayers. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanu Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Asato ma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya Aviravirmayedhi. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhiriditam kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadaatatam Bhuvi Gnanti Ye Bhurida Janaha. May we be protected, may we be nourished, may we strive with energy and vigor. May our study be enlightening and not give rise to hostility. Om peace, peace, peace. Lead us to truth and not to untruth. Lead us to enlightenment and not ignorance. Lead us to immortality and not death. Let the self-manifest Atman grow in me. Om peace, peace, peace. Your nectar-like words and warm and inspiring life stories, eulogized by learned sages, are indeed eradicator of shoots of ignorance. These are auspicious to hear and propitious to inculcate in one's own life. Those who take these words to the world are indeed great benefactor of the world. In Bhagavad Gita, Shankaracharya says that Sarvatraiva hi Adhyatma Shastra. In all spiritual scriptures, some qualities, signs and symptoms are given. Why they given? That to be cultivated, to be inculcated in one's life. So, Sarvatraiva Adhyatma Shastre Kritartha Lakshanani Yani Tanyeva Sadhanani Upadishyante. Those signs and symptoms, that means those qualities are to be inculcated in one's own life. Why? Yatna Sadhyatvat. It is to be cultivated with one-pointed devotion, with effort, with great care. So, Yani Yatna Sadhyani Sadhanani Lakshanani Cha Bhavanti Tani. That whatever to be cultivated, those are the qualities that to be inculcated. So those are signs and symptoms. So Advishta Sarvabhutanam. One should be not hating anyone, no creatures. He who hates no creature and is friendly and compassionate towards all, who is free from the feelings of I and mine, even-minded in pain and pleasure, forbearing, ever content, steady in meditation, self-controlled and possessed of firm conviction, with mind and intellect fixed on me. He who is thus devoted to me is dear to me. So this is, like not only this is 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, but this is the story of all scriptures. Even 2nd chapter, some signs and symptoms of uh, yogis, great yogi who has dhira, that whose intellect is in stable. And also 16th chapter Bhagavan said, Abhayam Shatta Samshuddhir Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti Danam Damascha Yajnascha Swadhyaya Staparjavam. So all these qualities are given. So Jnana Yoga tells, cultivate these. Bhakti Yoga says, okay, see a character who has already cultivated, like Holy Mother. All these are true to her. She is not hating anyone. So either you follow Holy Mother or follow the scriptures. Same thing. So, so life of Holy Mother is full of those divine qualities. And not only that, she has perfected in that. Not only that, she is the giver of those qualities. If you want, be at her feet. You'll get it. Okay. So devotee wants that. Who is going to toil all kind of things? I need cooked food. So food will come and I have to eat only. So Sri Ramakrishna even said that I have cooked. Just sit down and eat. And he told to a devotee, at least you have to eat. What is this trouble that you want me to feed also? But devotee wants that. The devotee is like a small child, so it cannot eat. What to do? Always mother, mother. And like a kitten, mew, mew. So always mew, mew. And cat mother will go here and there, cat my mouse, and bring it, or something it will steal from somewhere. So our Divine Mother is like that. She provides everything, and not only that, if required, she'll feed also. So we are so fortunate to have such a mother. Okay, so I think this is an introduction, and now we get going. Paul?
Yep. So let me see, whoops, it's loading up here. We're on, I believe,
264,
page
65.
265.
Okay, go ahead. I think Yogananda we have finished.
Right.
Trigunatitananda.
Trigunatitananda?
Yeah.
Swami Trigunatitananda. After Swami Yogananda's passing, Swami Trigunatitananda took charge of Holy Mother's physical needs in addition to editing the Udbodhan journal. He served her from 1899 until he left for America in 1902. His zeal in serving her sometimes appeared almost obsessive. In October 1899, Holy Mother was going to Jairambati in a bullock cart via Burdwan. It was past midnight. Trigunatitananda was walking in front of the cart as her bodyguard with a heavy stick on his shoulder. Suddenly he saw a wide breach in the road made by a flood. At once he realized that the cart would either be overturned or receive a terrific jolt, not only disturbing the mother's sleep, but possibly injuring her. Immediately he laid his large body in the breach and asked the driver to continue over him. Fortunately, Holy Mother awoke before this happened. She took in the situation and rebuked her disciple for his rashness.
So, are you ready for that? So, not only that, we need a mother, we have to be like her real children. We divine qualities. So this is, uh, you know, then only we get such a mother. And we do. We have that qualities. Sometimes it is hidden, sometimes it is palpable, recognizable. So only we need to figure it out and cultivate. Okay, go ahead.
Trigunatita, Trigunatita's love for and faith in Holy Mother was phenomenal. Once Yogin Ma asked the Swami to buy some hot chilies for Holy Mother. In his eagerness to get the hottest chilies possible, he walked through many markets from Bagh Bazar to Bara Bazar, a distance of 4 miles, tasting all the hot chilies until his tongue became red and swollen. At last he found the hottest ones at Bara Bazar and brought them to the mother. When Holy Mother heard about this, she said, "What devotion to the Guru!" Later, when Trigunatita went to America, he sent money regularly for Holy Mother's personal service.
So, you see here, you have to taste all the chilies. But nowadays we have advantage. Jalapeno, this much. Eh? And yesterday we had a kind of chili. It was so hot. Oh my God. So we have, say, potency. Nowadays we can understand easily. No need of tasting. So,
Swami,
okay, so
also,
very nice story. Yes. Go ahead.
in terms of chilies,
Yeah.
after a while, his tongue would be so like numb from all the chilies, he couldn't even tell what the hottest was. You know.
Correct. That's why he tasted all. And some chilies are really, it's like poison. Hmm. And in the beginning, it will not give you. Later, it will work on.
Time release.
Okay, then Swami Sharadananda.
Swami Shardananda. Once, when the master's disciples were young, Sharat, later Shardananda, said to Yogananda, "I do not always understand what Naren, later Vivekananda, means. He talks about many things. Whenever he speaks about something, he does it with such emphasis that all his other statements become practically meaningless." Yogin replied, "Let me tell you something, Sharat. You stick to Mother. Whatever she says is right." When Swami
So this is, this very important thing. Knowledge can give both the sides. If you go to a court, then if you hear the argument of one pleader, one, say, lawyer, and then later another lawyer, so whatever you are listening, you'll be convinced. So intellect has double-edged sword. This can cut this and that, both the sides. So an interesting incident happened. One Mr. Bose in Calcutta. So he used to be under booze, but his intellect was very sharp. So he took a case of a lady to defend whatever, I mean the murder case or whatever it is. So he started argument, and he was going one by one, step by step, all the arguments, not to defend her, but to give the the verdict against her. So after a certain time, that English judge that time said, "Mr. Bose, I am sorry to interrupt, but I think you are to defend your client." "Oh yes, my lord, this what I wanted to tell, my learned lawyer would tell. Now I am discarding each one by one." And then he started arguing, and really he discarded, and not only he established. So intellect can go both ways. But that's why Swamiji also said, if your head says something and heart says something else, listen to your heart. Because head is intellect. So it can give argument for and against both the sides. But heart will say what is good for you, what is right for you. So that is what Swami Yogananda says, that you stick to mother, whatever she says is right. Okay, one thing more. In the beginning, in the introduction, I told that all the signs and symptoms of perfected soul, Adveshta Sarvabhutanam, Maitra Karuna Evacha, like compassion and friendliness to all, not to hate anyone. But these are qualities. These are qualities. But the perfected souls are beyond qualities. They are not bound by qualities. That is why it is called Triguna Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. In Bhagavan, in Gita, Bhagavan said, Traigunya Vishaya Veda, Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. So even Vedas are under three gunas, three binding forces. Therefore, not to be limited by that, go beyond that. So Sri Ramakrishna, you can see, he would tell, highest philosophy and all the instructions which are not available in Vedas also. He would say that experience of this place has crossed the barrier of Vedas and Vedanta. Ekankar anubhuti Ved Vedantar pare gache. It has transcended even Vedas and Vedanta, what I experience. So that means he is not bound by three binding forces, three gunas. He is beyond three gunas. And after that time, he would behave like a child. Why? Because child is not bound by any gunas. Here guna does not mean qualities. Guna is just a qualities, but here it is not quality, it is binding forces. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. A child is not under the control of any gunas. It is beyond all quality, all gunas. So this is special. All these qualities, this whatever are, compassion, truthfulness, all these are within this domain of Mahamaya. But one who has crossed this, for them there are no differences. It is like a person is awake. He cannot behave like a sleeping person. He can pretend also like sleeping, but he knows that he is not sleeping. He may play like a beggar, but he is not a beggar, that he knows all the time. So, here that mother has transcended that. She is beyond three gunas. And that's why beyond this speculation of knowledge, pros and cons, knowledge has this pros and cons. Of course, knowledge also does not tell you to be limited by that. You are to transcend there also. But there is no other way. You have to go through this road. And after reaching certain time, then it stops, it falls down. So that is what. So this is very nice, a nice point. Yes, go ahead.
Oops.
When Swami Trigunatitananda.
Right. When Swami Trigunatitananda left for America on 27 September 1902, Saradananda took over responsibility for Holy Mother and continued serving her until she passed away in 1920.
So, Trigunatitanand was in San Francisco. Swami Trigunatitanand came there, and if you go there, you'll find a beautiful temple, unique temple, the first Hindu temple in the West. So this is, and it stood the earthquake, famous earthquake, I think 1908 or so, or whatever. Yeah. Go ahead.
Many years earlier at Dakshineshwar, Ramakrishna one day sat upon Shardananda's lap in an ecstatic mood. He later explained to the curious devotees, "I was testing to see how much weight he could bear." The young disciple passed his guru's test. In later years, despite his heavy responsibilities as General Secretary of the Ramakrishna Order, he took charge of Holy Mother's day-to-day affairs. Shardananda often referred to himself as the gatekeeper of her Calcutta home. He took responsibility for Mother's food and lodging, looked after her health, managed her household, cared for her relatives, handled her financial needs, directed her visitors and devotees, and arranged for her travels. He also built a home for her in Calcutta. While Holy Mother was in Jairambati, he sometimes traveled there to manage her finances or care for her when she was ill. He also settled the complicated problems of her family members and had a home built for her in Jairambati where she could move about freely. Like a dutiful and dependable son, Shardananda tried his utmost to make Holy Mother happy and comfortable. To him, the Mother came first, before everything else in this world. In fact, his life is a glowing example of complete dedication to service.
And Holy Mother's household, one is half crazy, one is some greedy, like all kinds of characters. And few others are they're jealous of each other, and mother has to manage all of them. And not only that, even thieves will come, and cow and whatnot, everything, all her household, all were in her household. And not only that, even some Brahmagyanis like Rakhal Maharaj, Swami Brahmanand ji, then Saradananda ji, Vivekanand ji, all. So all, the whole household, extreme good to extreme bad, all are in her. And here she had to nourish and take care of everyone. And Sharat Maharaj was the pillar, to support her. Otherwise, it was beyond the means. So anyway, yes, go ahead.
Holy Mother once said, "I shall be able to live in Calcutta as long as Sharat is there. I do not see anyone who can be responsible for me after that. Sharat can in every respect. He is the man to bear my burden." Someone asked, "What about Swami Premananda?" "No, he can't do it. But he runs Beller Mutt." "That may be, but looking after women is a bother. He can only keep an eye on me from a distance." From 1902 to 1920, Shardananda's life was intertwined with Holy Mother's. This period is recorded in detail in this book, but here we shall record some significant events that affected Shardananda directly. When Shardananda began looking after Holy Mother, he was upset that she had no place of her own in Calcutta or in Jairambati. In Calcutta, she lived either in a rented house or, when the disciples could not find a suitable house for her, in a devotee's home. She was very shy, so it was difficult to be a guest in a householder devotee's house and witness their family quarrels and frivolous activities, or join them in sickness and grief. Moreover, she suffered from malaria from time to time and could not bear the thought of becoming a burden to others. Regardless of whether she stayed with the devotee's family or in a rented house, it was inconvenient for her to be frequently changing lodgings. Realizing Holy Mother's uncomfortable situation, Shardananda was determined to build a permanent home for her in Calcutta.
In Calcutta, Holy Mother used to live sometimes rented house, sometimes devotee's house, and here and there, so many places. Then sometimes other side of Ganga, like Belur Math and Gushuri. So it was very difficult for her and also for devotees. That is why it was so wise of Swami Shardananji Maharaj to build a house in Calcutta for mother and also in Jairambati. Jairambati is village about 62 or 65 miles from Kolkata. So, yeah, great. The thing is, we want to somehow pass the days, but some have great visions and they act according to that, envisioning the future need. When mother's house was built, everybody was so happy, but he had to take loan from I think bank or whatever that time it was available, and the result was to repay that loan. He had to write the magnus opus of um, the life of Sri Ramakrishna and his divine play by him. So, how things are connected. So any great initiative is very important, and we need to see what is the future need and act accordingly. So great one only can understand and take steps. And ordinary people think, oh, what is the bothering? Why need? Somehow we are passing time. But no, future need is also looked after. That's what we see in the life of Swami Sharadananda, a great, karma yogi. And also he was amazing. He was really amazing, Swami Sharadanandaji Maharaj. Calm and quiet, and he was all the time merged in mother. And also literary contribution was left by him. Yes, go ahead.
In July 1906, Kedar Chandra Das donated a small piece of land on Gopal Nyogi Lane, Bagbazar, for building a publication house for Udbodhan, the official Bengali journal of the Ramakrishna Order. Previously, the publication house was located in Girindralal Basak's house, but that devotee died in 1906. It was suggested that they build a tiled shed on the donated plot, but Shardananda decided to build a brick house instead. His plan was to use the first floor for the publication office with a shrine to the master and the second floor as living quarters for Holy Mother and her companions. Towards the end of 1907, depending on the master's grace, Shardananda undertook responsibility for the building project. The publication fund had 2,700 rupees, which was consumed by the construction of the building's foundation. Shardananda borrowed a total of 5,700 rupees from different devotees, but this was still not enough. Finally, some distinguished devotees came forward to fund the project. The building, known as Udbodhan House, had 10 rooms, 6 on the first floor, 3 on the second floor, and 1 on the third floor. By the end of 1908, the Udbodhan office had moved into its new house. Holy Mother was not in Bagbazar for the opening ceremony of Udbodhan House. In 1908, she went to Kamarpukur to attend the festival celebrating the anniversary of Ramakrishna's birth, arranged by Swami Yoga Vinod of Kankurgachi, a disciple of Ramchandra Datta. Following the festival, she went to Jairambati, where she lived with her brother's joint family. Their mother, Shama Sundari, had died in 1906, and Holy Mother had become her brother's guardian. By late 1908, her brothers were grown and married, and they had begun to quarrel over their share of the family property. They had tremendous respect for Shardananda, so Holy Mother asked him to help divide up their inheritance. On 23 March 1909, Shardananda left for Jairambati with Yogan Ma, Golap Ma, and Brahmachari Gyanananda, later Swami Bhumananda, to fulfill Holy Mother's request. The train reached Vishnupur in the afternoon. They left for Jairambati that evening in 2 bullock carts, arriving the next day before noon. Shardananda bowed down to the mother, and she blessed him by touching his head and chin. Holy Mother was extremely busy in Jairambati. Apart from her daily duties, she cooked a couple of dishes for Shardananda and the others. In the evening, Shardananda talked to the villagers about the Master and spiritual life. He knew that arbitration takes time, so he carried Swami Vivekananda's Jnana Yoga with him to edit. 3 arbitrators, Swami Shardananda, Sharda Prasad Chattopadhyay of Tajpur, and Shambhu Chandra Roy of Jibta, were selected with the approval of Holy Mother's brothers. Kedarnath Datta of Kolpara, later Swami Keshavananda, came to measure the family homestead and farmland. Swami Bhumananda recalled.
Yeah, see, he went there, and until unless you go there, you cannot have the imagination. In Calcutta, it is very crowded. You cannot even imagine from here. And Jairambati, it is wide, it's a village, miles after miles, thousands of miles. It's like a flat field, and there small villages are there, and small households with cows, with all kinds of household things. So there, what to do? And even that time there was no electricity. Just imagine, with lamp, small lamp, say like it is burnt on. It is taken a little cup like thing is there, and a wick. See here candle in Western world candle, but there a device is there, like a small can, and then a wick is put there, and then the kerosene, it runs on kerosene. So this way even Swami Shardananji was editing Swami Vivekananda's book with all this trouble. So great karma yogi and also dhyana yogi. Yes, go ahead.
It took several days to measure the dwelling places and the farmlands. All documents were in Uncle Kali's possession. Uncle Prasanna wanted to see those documents, but Uncle Kali would not share them. One day, Sharat Maharaj went to Kali's house to hand out the documents according to the distribution of the property. He secretly told me to guard the documents because he knew the nature of the mother's brothers. Sharat Maharaj sat on a mat on Kali's veranda,
and one more thing, that time, even today, many people don't know what is the boundary of their house. Here, even 1 inch is, counted. But in villages, who cares? And it's not a new village. They are living from, say, various generations. So nobody knows where the boundary is. So it is very difficult to find out. Nowadays, the government of India has engaged drones to, to measure and also to oversee all, say, boundaries and how to indicate. And now they are getting documents. But before that, there was no document also. And say in America, it was done freshly. But India is age old. So it was really very difficult. But somehow it was managed, and then It was measured, and Sharat Maharaj was negotiating. Yes, go ahead.
And I stood behind Prasanna. Kali opened the iron safe and brought out all of the documents, placing them in front of Maharaj. He began to scrutinize the documents. Meanwhile, Yogin Ma said, Sharat, the mother wants to talk to you. Immediately, Maharaj got up and told Prasanna, Uncle, don't touch these documents. I shall check them when I come back. Maharaj gave me a look and I understood what he meant. As soon as Maharaj left, Prasanna began to quarrel with Kali. Prasanna jumped up and grabbed the documents. I stopped him from leaving, but the brothers began to pull at the documents. Sharat Maharaj heard the noise and returned. Prasanna placed the documents in front of him. Finally, Sharat Maharaj distributed the documents. Later, Sharat Maharaj told us, look at us. Some are monks of 25 years and some of 30 years. We become extremely angry for a little offense. Now look at the mother, how she is forbearing all these things. Faced by her brother's erratic behavior, the mother remains calm, serene, and unperturbed.
See here, this quality is to be cultivated. Only, what devotees do. There is a poem also by Rabindranath Tagore. Like, in pretense of your worship, we forget you. Tomar pujar chale, tomar thaki bhule. So that means, what we do, we put a picture of Holy Mother or Sri Ramakrishna and we worship. That is not real worship. Worship is, to cultivate these qualities. We stop after offering some fruit or flowers, and then we think that we have done. No, this is only beginning. Appreciation is the beginning. If you can appreciate Buddha, that means seed of Buddha is within you. That Buddha is to be awakened. The qualities that we adore. So adoration is good because the seed is there, very much there within us. Now what we need to do, we need to cultivate those. And this is difficult thing. It is easy to throw some flowers or offer some fruits and then eat prasad. But that should not be the case. That's only the beginning. But cultivating those qualities are important.
The arbitrators discussed the whole affair for many days and finally settled the matter. It was decided that the property and the legal documents would be divided among the brothers. According to the local law of the time, sons inherit their father's property, but daughters inherit their husband's property. As she lived with her parents and brothers in Jairambati, even after her marriage, Holy Mother had her own cottage. So Sarada Babu asked her which of her brother's households she would prefer to live in. He wanted to be sure that her cottage was allotted to the brother whom she preferred. Holy Mother had intense renunciation, and she said that she would live in another person's household like a snake lives in a rat's hole. When Sarada Babu insisted on a decision, she replied, some days I shall live in Prasanna's house, and some days in Kali's.
So she had to be equanimous, like two brothers, otherwise they'll fight with each other. So this was another problem. Inheritance. But now daughters also get their share. So it's improvement. That time it was not the case. Because mother, after marriage, then a lady inherits her husband's property. But Holy Mother is to live here. Now, later, many devotees, they came together, and one very wealthy devotee, he bought all those properties now, the whole area is in the name of mother, and some buildings are made, and later even Swami Shardanji Maharaj built a temple there. So now it is very nice, and thousands of people are fed, and every day at least 1,000 people every day. Uh, and on special occasions there are so many, because people go from Calcutta or far flung places, and it is not like hotel is not outside. So prasad, everybody will say, I want to have mother's prasad. So yeah, that's very interesting to see how people come and how they are fed. Yes.
Sharda Babu was prudent and he knew the nature of her brothers. He put Holy Mother's cottage in Prasanna's share of the family estate. The documents were executed and duly registered in the court at Kotalpur. When the brothers took possession of their respective shares, Holy Mother was greatly relieved. Years later, when the number of Holy Mother's devotees began to grow, Shardananda had another house built in 1916 for Holy Mother in Jairambati. On Friday, 21st of May, 1909, Holy Mother left Jairambati for Calcutta via Vishnupur. She was then 56 years old. 4 bullock carts were hired, one for Holy Mother and her 2 nieces, Radu and Maku, one for Yogan Ma and Golap Ma, one for Shardananda, and one for Brahmachari Gyanananda and a devotee from Jairambati named Ashutosh. The party stopped briefly at Kolpara in the afternoon and then resumed their journey in the evening. At 10 o'clock, they bought some food from a shop in Kotalpur for supper and ate it on the veranda of a Shiva temple. The party reached an inn at Jaipur in the morning. They had an early lunch, rested, and then continued to the Vishnupur railway station that evening. Holy Mother and her women companions boarded an inner class car. Shardananda and the others traveled third class. They reached Calcutta the next morning.
Now there is no third class, and it was very difficult to even travel. Either you have to walk or go by a bullock cart, and it took the whole day and night. But now you can go from Calcutta and visit Jairambati in 2.5 hours. Though it is 60 miles, but maybe some crowd on the way. But roads are now better. But when I went first time, I think 1982. So it was like driving on moon. So because Bengal gets lots of rainfall, and before that road was made, but every monsoon it will break, and the contractor will be building roads in such a way that next monsoon it should be built again. And they get their share. So always it is like experiencing you are in moon, like going up, down, like this. So, but nowadays roads are very nice. Yes.
On Sunday, 23rd of May, 1909, Holy Mother entered her new living quarters in Udbodhan House, which is now called Mayor Baba, Mayor Bari, or Mother's House.
Mayor means mother's, Mayor Bari. Bari means house. Yeah.
Shardananda's joy knew no bounds when he saw that Holy Mother had entered her own home. Although it was not a fancy house, it was very convenient for her to bathe in the Ganges. At that time, there were no huts in front of the house, but only an open field. From the rooftop, Holy Mother could see the domestic cattle grazing in the field, and she could see the Ganges to the west, bordered by tall deodar trees. From one particular spot, she could even see the pinnacles of the Dakshineshwar temple, which brought back many sweet memories to her.
Hmm. Now it is all high-rise buildings, so it is not visible. Even Ganga is not visible. Lots of constructions happened, but there is a Ganga Ghat where mother used to go to take bath. So now that's mother's Ghat. Ghat means a bathing place, and some steps are there to go to the Ganga. Uh, so mother, used to go there to take bath with one or two fruits, and after taking bath, then she would come out and then would give those fruits to people. They sit there, beggars. So mother would give those fruits to someone and say, Baba. Baba means my son. Baba literally means father, but affectionately it is told who are junior or loving. So Baba, ei faulty tomai dilam. I am giving this fruit to you. And the fruit of giving this fruit also belongs to you. See there. I am giving fruit to you, and the fruit of giving this fruit also belongs to you. So, the Bhagavad Gita says that one should sarva karma phalatyagam. So, sarva karma phalatyagam means one should renounce all kinds of fruits that is accrued because of some action. So mother practiced it and showed to people and devotees how it should be practiced. So, my son, I am giving this fruit, and also I am not giving again. The giving of this fruit, that fruit is accrued on this giving, that also belongs to you. I have no claims. So that was mother. See how things are exemplified. Yes.
A few weeks after arriving at Udbodhan House, Holy Mother contracted chickenpox. The Brahmin priest of the Shitala temple in Bagrazar treated her with naturopathy every day, and she always bowed down to him. One day an attendant told her not to bow down to such an ordinary priest who might not have a good character. Holy Mother replied, "My child, he is a Brahmin after all. One should have respect for his Brahminical garb. The master did not destroy any rules or customs."
See how respectful mother was. When you respect anyone, you don't lose anything. Rather, you gain. And Holy Mother, so humble, she preached by practicing herself. So this was her one of the great characters, even that not only priest but family gurus or respected, say even a physician, she would bow down. And Girish Chandra Ghosh used to tell that Sri Ramakrishna came this time with the weapon of pranam. So previously all the gods and goddesses used to come with weapons in hand, like Rama with bow and arrow, Krishna with Sudarshan Chakra. But what Sri Ramakrishna had as a weapon, he said pranam, like pranam. When the Girish Chandra Ghosh used to come, Sri Ramakrishna would offer his pranam first. And then Girish had no other way, but he had to offer pranam. Then Sri Ramakrishna would give again. And Girish Chandra Ghosh do again. Because he could not tolerate that if someone is doing this, I must do also. Like he had that temerity. So there is no end. So Sri Ramakrishna offered pranam, then he offered. Then Sri Ramakrishna offered, then he offered. So after certain time, okay, mentally he offered, and then he stopped. So that's why he said that Sri Ramakrishna came with the weapon of pranam. So Holy Mother also had that, but not as expressed as Sri Ramakrishna. Number one, because she hid herself behind the veil. Not many people could see her face. And we are fortunate to have, at least to have the picture. Up to her birth years, in 1953, it was not displayed in our ashramas. Because in our monastery, picture of a woman, how it is possible? So it was, conservative society. So people would mind, so therefore, after 1953, when everybody could recognize her divine nature, then only Mary. In temples or in monasteries, even the deities are there. So with Rama, Sita will be there, Radha and Krishna, Lakshmi, Narayana. So Lakshmi is first, Radha first, Sita first, Sita Rama, Radha Krishna, Lakshmi Narayana, Parvati Shankara. So always mother first. Okay. But in this case, mother was lagging behind. But now she has taken her place. Go ahead.
When Holy Mother had recuperated from her illness, Sharadananda arranged for her sightseeing, and she visited the Parswanath Jaina temple and Kankurgachi Yoga Dhyana in Calcutta, and Ramrajatala and Navagopal's house in Howrah. Lalit Chattopadhyay, one of Mother's disciples, provided his horse carriage. Yogan Ma and Golap Ma accompanied her. On 12 September
So that is,
1909,
that Parshvanath is Jain temple. We have a Jain shrine here in the retreat. So Jain is another, say, dharmic religion. Dharmic means like Hindu dharma. Within the fold of Hindus, then they started a different denomination. And later they claim, okay, this is separate. Like Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, but it's from the same root, the dharmic. Dharmic means whatever is depending on righteous principles. So, dharmic religion. Like here it is called Abrahamic religion. Judaism, Christianity, Islam. Because it started from Abraham, so Abrahamic, and that's dharmic religion. So, Jain temple is there in Kankurgachi. That's a suburb of Calcutta now. That time it was a village. Or maybe suburb that time. Yes.
on
Thakur's
12
time it was
September,
it was like a village, because Ram bought a property there, and it was full of tulsi plants, like a jungle. Even somebody said that even somebody is murdered, nobody will notice. So such was privacy was there. So it was like village that time, but later it was included in Calcutta suburb, Calcutta metropolitan city. Yeah.
on 12 September 1909, Holy Mother went to see Girish's play Pandav Gaurav at the Minerva Theatre. While watching the play and listening to the song Hara Hara Mana Mohini, she went
Hera
into
means
some.
sea, Hera means sea, Hara Manamohini. Hara means Shiva. Shiva's heart is stolen by that means mother. So that one. So Divine Mother is worshipped in various ways. So Minerva Theatre, the one theatre, Girish Chandra Ghosh and his associates, they bought, and there are lots of stories, and hired sometimes various theaters. They started Bengali theater. Yes.
She went into samadhi. On that day, Girish Ghosh performed the role of Kankuchi, Kanchuki,
Kanchuki.
an elderly minister of a king. On another occasion, Holy Mother went to hear kirtan at Kiran Datta's house at Bagbazar. The theme of the kirtan was Radha's separation from Krishna. At the end of the kirtan, Holy Mother went into ecstasy and lost body consciousness. Golap Ma cautiously held her up and took her to the carriage. After arriving at Udbodhan, an attendant began to repeat, Ma, Ma. Gradually, she regained normal consciousness and replied, Yes, my son.
Okay, we'll stop here. Yes, my son. So when you call Ma, Ma, mother will respond like mew, mew. Okay, so it's beautiful, but one has to remember only mothers, depending on mothers, okay, mother will tolerate, but it is not good that you have to trouble mother. So what mother teaches, that we have to keep in mind. Okay. Any question, Akshay?
Yeah,
Okay.
like I get disheartened,
Eh?
like I get disheartened when the people of same family they cheat and they are harming each other. So what to do of that?
Hmm. You know, as of now, what can you do? Are you a policeman, cop? No, right? Are you a judge? No. Are you a say lawyer? No. So you have limited sphere of interaction. What you can do, you can pray for them. If in a family some quarrel is happening, what can you do? If you try to negotiate them, then maybe they leave themselves and then they start beating you. Eh? So it is better to pray, and you know that there is a sutra in Yoga Sutra. Maitri Karuna Muditopekshanam Sukha Dukkha Punya Punya Bhavanatha Chitta Prasadana. If you see somebody in happiness, then you have to feel that friendliness with him. Maitri, Karuna, Karuna. If you see someone is in distress and maybe fighting, then you may have compassion in your heart. Is fellow feeling. Aha, they are spending their time in quarreling and they don't know that it is wasting their time and maybe it will result into suffering. So have compassion. Compassion means fellow feeling. We are not that big that to feel, oh, it is so compassionate, I am so compassionate. Not like that. A fellow feeling, yes, it's not good. Maitri Karuna Mudita. If you see one is progressing well, feel happiness within, not to feel jealousy. And Upeksha. Maitri Karuna Mudita Upekshanam Sukha Dukkha Punya Punya. Somebody is doing some misdeed, fighting. Say, suppose somebody asks me a question. If one person is beating his daughter, should we stop? Should we see this? What kind of religion, Swamiji, you are preaching? So we say, okay, if you are a cop, you should go and intervene. Otherwise, maybe you'll get the beating. So, it is better to avoid that time. What best you can do, if you have means, you can report to a cop. And so that police comes and then takes action. You cannot take law in your own hand. So, when you see somebody is quarreling with another, or say maybe fighting, you may pray for them, you may feel compassion, means you may feel fellow feeling, and also you can, if you have means, you can take some action, but not to get involved in it. Because if you do that, say suppose you are going to school and you see on the way two people are fighting and you got engaged, then you cannot go to school. You lose your own goal. Therefore, the wisdom says that you should not get involved directly there. But if you want to do something, if you say like if you want to inform police, that much you can do. That I saw two people are quarreling, maybe they will be in trouble and they are angry. But again, in India you cannot do that. Then you have to give your identity and your Aadhaar card and all kinds of things. So, as of now, it is better to avoid. Maitri karuna muditopekshanam sukha dukkha punya bhavanata chitta prasadam. Then you will feel equanimous and you will feel happiness in your heart. So this way you can avoid all the disturbances. But if you want to be a peacemaker, then get ready for share of trouble for you. Okay? Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tatsat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Aroraji, Gunamai, Barbara, Joseph.
Good night, Swami.
Thank you, Swami.
Thank you.